In the heart of Ibeno local government area, a town rich in natural resources but challenged by environmental degradation, a group of young people is leading the charge for change. The Ibeno Youth Advocacy Network, a passionate grassroots movement, is amplifying the voices of its people, empowering young minds to drive action. From organizing free holiday classes to advocating for transparency and accountability in the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, these young advocates are reshaping their future. Aligned with the Strategic Partnership Agreement 2 project's goal of increasing youth participation in campaigns for sustainable livelihoods and resilience, they are fighting for a just and cleaner Ibeno.
Ian means Ibeno Youth Advocacy Network. Ian, as a name, did not start with Ian. It started from the student union called NAIS, National Association of Ibeno Students. But after we might have left the state of student unionism, we needed an headway to speak for those that are speechless, that cannot speak for themselves. So over time, that has created the Ian, Ibeno Youth Advocacy Network. I won't fail to say that our strength today has come from Clementi Song Foundation with the support from Action Aid. We've achieved a little, and we are still facing challenges, which we know what time will surmount that. We've been able to interface with the PIA committee, that's the host community trust fund, those in charge of dispensing the stipends given by the sailors to the community in carrying out some projects and activities. I think we've been able to sit with one of the host community trust fund. We had dialogue and we chat out ways in order to help develop the youth. Aside from that, during this process, Ian has been able to undergo the agroecology training. In the agroecology training, today it has helped us. Ibeno is a place that it was believed that things don't really grow, so we only base, the belief is that we do fishing alone. Our agriculture stopped by fishing and fishing. But by the coming in of the agroecology training, today there's a development, there is an headway in terms of planting, and you are seeing the plants grow in less than, let's just say, 3 months, because here in Ibeno we have high water tide at intervals. Now, not to talk about the rainy season. This exposure came to us at the rainy season. We tried our best, but yet I would say that we've achieved with what we've seen. We've achieved. The agroecology has so much impacted on us. It didn't stop there. We've also intervene on the Okoritak water challenge. It is so sudden that the community called Okoritak is one of the oil community that one of the company residing here in our local government is sapping their oil from. But yet going there, the educational system is down, the health system is down, not to talk about the welfare of the people in terms of water. They have to cross a river to come and buy sachet water here, and then to have something to. So when we got there and we saw that this thing has existed for so many years, no help, and the company drilling or tapping from there does not find it needful, it's as if there is nothing the local content is even doing. That so much touched us. We had to shout out, sought for help, and as it is, at least we, out of the 0%, let's say the 5% we made Okorita, we've been able to raise it up to 15% to 20%.
working with the young girls and young women in Ibeno in terms of the teenage pregnancies and sexual abuse. So when we happen to hear cases like that, we get involved to know what happened and what did not happen, and we try to hear the person concerned, because there are so many causes. Like maybe a young girl will say, okay, I went for me to get money, for me to get this, without knowing this is the outcome. So we first know what actually triggered this person to do this, and we advise on issues and things, what they are to do and what they are not to do, because a whole lot of them, due to maybe their parents not having time to tell them, okay, this is what you are supposed to do, this is where you are supposed to be at this time. So a whole lot of them, I think, is as a result of improper home bringing, not getting the right information, not being informed, or probably they don't have people to talk to. There are times they have this problem to share and they don't have people to talk to. So we give them the shoulder to lean on. We give them that listening ear when we hear cases like this, and we also give them hope that whatever thing they've said, on the long run will not be a story of the past, but probably in one way or the other they will get the justice they deserve. We call them, we talk to them as friends, we talk to them as elder sisters. We just give them that freedom. Okay, tell us, like, let's just rapport as friends. So that's the level we are at the moment. So we've not invited people to speak to them yet, which we intend to, because there are some cases you can't handle on your own. You need other people for them who has actually experienced, has seen people of this same problems before, for them to help them. Aside talking to them, there are some that need like drugs treatments because they are affected psychologically, so they need to get a proper health check for them to be sure they are sound. So for now, it's just the friendly talk, giving them hopes. That's all for now.
The oil spillage came as a surprise to us. It was on a Friday. I can't recall the date. It's not up to 2 months. It was on a Friday. We realized that there was a spillage. Where is it coming from? At first, I will say it is well known that Ibeno is one of the most peaceful oil community in Nigeria. I will say that anyway, anytime. Previously, when spillage happens like this is what they do. They will organize, split it into companies, give out like slots, 10-20% to a company, 10-20% to a company. After cleaning up, they pay them. That's the only compensation. But is that the real thing? It should be after cleaning, you compensate people for what has been destroyed. But we don't hear of it, we don't see that happening. So when this one took place, we left as citizens. You have to be civic in your actions. It was as a form of consultation, because you have to consolidate before you confront. As at Sunday, they called for a meeting, stakeholders meeting. That meeting was not fruitful. As a result of that meeting, on Monday, the protest started. It was a light protest. As at that time, the only thing we stopped was their boss could not come into the facilities, but any worker that wants to stroll in can stroll in, do his or her activity and go out. So they could work at home. They call it sit at home. They could work. They will work at home. So it was meaningless to them. So on Tuesday, the gate was blocked actually. So the gate was blocked. The bus was not going in. People was not also going in nor coming out. That was the next stage of what we did. So after Tuesday, Wednesday, the intensity was high. In short, at that runabout, while you were coming, we cooked there, we ate there, we mounted a canopy there. It was not just Iyan issue, it was the entire Ibeno issue. The Ijo youth was there, the youth president was there, Elder Isokobo was there. Everybody was there to find a way. That was when this oil print of a thing came out. And you cannot fight what you don't know. And you cannot go beyond the law. So when we started hearing of it is not our oil, it is this one's oil, it is that one's oil. In short, it was an eye-opener for us to know that it was not just Network Exploration and Mobile that is drilling oil from Ibeno, that we have other companies that has their well here in Ibeno. Now, who owns the oil? That was the question. So haven't gotten this information, the stakeholders we had to meet, discuss, and then we had to pull back home, re-strategize. As we are speaking, a body in charge of telling us whose oil it was, they are doing their duty while we are still striving on our own. The world we live today is that people are driven by money. The youth today are driven by money. The economy today is showing us money, money, money. But one beautiful thing is that we have youths that like doing something tangible. So in Ian, I think the challenges is just like today I'm talking on camera. If we have gadgets that we promote issues on social media using a good equipment, we tell our stories the way it comes. We don't wait for any. Just the protest, different media houses came, and today they are also assisting. But let us tell our story. We would love to tell our story our own way. Just like saying we had to register a body so that we have a voice tomorrow to also go to those stakeholders meetings. That was what we contributed our money to do. So if we just pray that in not a long time, if we have support, we'll get gadgets like this. When events like that happen, we stream it live apart from using our phone, and we have a team to put those teams together. You realize that Nkpanak might have a vocal person, and Okorotop might have somebody that is good in the media work, and you have to pay transport for the Okorotop person who is not working to come and do what he's good at. You have to get somebody from Openekang. Ian is not just one community, it's a whole local government. And it's funny enough, you hear Ibeno is large, but one of our challenges, we don't have access road. So if you have to go to Okoritak, just like I said, you have to cross water. It's a challenge to us. So if when we want to push a particular movement, somebody in Tafre will tell you, I would like move from Tafre to Nkpanak if the event is in Nkpanak. Somebody from Atabrikan will still complain the thing, passing through water or passing through 3 local government before I come back to my own local government to push is a challenge we have. So our issue is funds.
As a woman in this community in Ibeno, I see that for you to get anything, it has to be a forceful act. Like the oil spilled, people have to come out and do riot and the rest, and some of these things are not okay for women to do. So in this part of in this village, you don't get this person is supposed to get this thing. It must be a forceful act, which it's not for women. So I just see that in this part of the world, they just believe a woman is not supposed to probably work in this particular place. Then secondly, when it comes to farming, like it's believed that Ibeno land is not good for farming because of the saltiness and the rest. Then the little efforts that we have put into farming, like when the oil spills like that we are supposed to be compensated, to compensate our little efforts, probably with a paying for the land that has been spoiled and for the crops that has been spoiled. They don't say anything about it, and it just looks as if we don't exist. So I see majority of the things they do it without even minding the people that are affected, which happens to be the women.
In social movements like this, we have our contraction points. We have that time, the uprising and all that. Actually, as at this moment, I can boast of 150. We are more than. But there are certain events you go and the parents will call their children. I don't want to see you say it again. I don't have anybody that will release you from the police station. This, that. And when they look, they don't have any uncle, auntie in government. That's what is detaching us. So this 150 also, I'm saying, the event must be interesting. it must be enticing for you to get them along. So when once you finish setting the grounds and that thing is online and everybody you have a 150. And one thing I love about it is that start it with 50. You have your 100. Your 100 will give you your 200. Before you know, you have your 1,000. And that is how it goes. So there are eons I don't know that are waiting for us to do more. The only thing is that we don't have what it takes to bring it to that level. What we know, as days come by, we will do better.
So many people have come and promised we'll do this, we'll do that. Majority of the women believe in what they see. They don't want to leave probably if it's time for them to go, because in this part of the village we are more into fishing. So in the morning the women are taking their seafood to the market to sell and get money that they will buy from the fishermen who will be coming back in the afternoon. So the whole time you see them, they are busy. In the morning they are going to the market, in the afternoon they're already by the waterside, in the evening they are trying to dry whatever fresh thing has been brought. So for you to talk to a woman, for her to leave one day schedules and follow you, it must be something that she knows she will gain at the end of it. It's not something that she will come out and is a waste of time. Probably let me come out and join for a protest on this, and at the end you see that the time she spent coming out is not hit anywhere and actions have not been taken. So what motivates them is they say it and they see the actions being done. The money aspect, because them leaving what gives them money and coming for what does not give them money is a waste of time for them. And secondly, some are not really focused on the money, because there are some things that does not need but action, just like the oil spillage there. The oil spillage that happened, one, compensation of the people that own those farms and the properties that were affected would have motivated the women the more to, okay, whenever Ian has any action, has anything to do, they would want to come out in full quantity, knowing very well that the first action we took, probably money came out and we were compensated, or money came out and actions were taken to end all those things from happening. So those are the two things that the women are looking out for, and that motivates them to come out in mass, in volume.
So far so good. We are all safe. We step back 5 by 5. When we go for anything, we have to think of our safety first. You know, when parents call their children, you also have to see that people go back safe. So at the moment, we don't have any of our persons that have been locked up or that have been injured, because when we move out with our collaboration, just like I said, the Joy Youth is not just the Joy Youth. There are people who can also fortify themselves and stand in the defense line. So so we have people that can say no to things, and we know how to shield ourselves. So the vision of organization or movements are different. When one it does not tally with theirs, they do not really go with you. So when one's, imagine me going for a protest and they are telling me come and collect 300,000 and leave that place. Okay, come and collect 1 million. Take 500,000 and give to your people. You 1 million. And I said no. Then the other group has the interest of, okay, if you give us 1 million, I will give them that 500,000, and it ends there. So when one's vision does not tally, it's difficult. And Ian is a baby in Ibeno in terms of struggles like this. That's the truth. It's a baby in terms of struggle like this. People have used struggles like this to make wealth, amass wealth for themselves. You coming to bring a new way of doing things. You are challenging the status quo. You are trying to pull food out of people's mouth. What they know is this is how we make it. This is how people make money. When my generation passes, another generation will continue this way. So at this point, it remains a challenge. But in terms of cordiality, we have that community cordiality. But in terms of visions, mission, and everything, it's a bit challenging.
The Ibeno Youth Advocacy Network is a testament to what is possible when young people unite for a shared vision. Their fight against environmental degradation and their demand for accountability are steps towards a sustainable future. Their story reminds us that the future lies in the hands of those who take action today. As we reflect on their efforts, we ask ourselves, how can we stand up in our communities? The journey to a better tomorrow begins now, with actions that demand transparency, justice, and resilience.